You are the one. This finger points at so many people at the same time. Sometimes we point over there and they come from over there. It's very strange.
Thank you. I was wondering, I have a good time getting into the vortex and staying there and being happy and appreciative and manifesting my desires. But sometimes when I feel like I'm so close to it, I just get scared and turn away.
So close to manifestation or so close to the vortex?
So close to manifestation.
Well, manifestation has been a bugaboo for most everybody for a long time, because either the manifestation, the absence of the manifestation is what trips you up, or concern that you can't handle the manifestation. But do you really mean that? In other words, are you really afraid of the success that you've been looking for? Do you really mean that, or is that just an easier way of saying I'm not really tuned into the vortex? Give us an example if you can.
I feel that when, mostly with relationship aspects of my life, when it's getting so close and I'm seeing the evidence of it, and then I feel that the ball is in my court, I don't know what to do with it at that point.
Well, if you feel like that, then we'd wait for another ball.
That makes sense.
In other words, that hesitation means that there's still more playing, and therefore more volleying, and therefore more creation to be accomplished.
Is it my intuition that's telling me something, or is it that my alignment is going away?
Well, it is both for this reason. In other words, what your intuition is, what that feeling that you have. If something feels off, it's off. Mm-hmm. But here's the follow-up sentence to that. If something feels off, it's off, but it's up to you to get it back on. Mm-hmm. In other words, there's a tendency to say, well, it feels off, which means this probably isn't the right person. And we say, if it feels off, it doesn't necessarily mean that's not the right person. It just means you're not a complete match to what you want, and so you're not yet matching what you really want. Mm-hmm. You see, everyone is making so much of relationships, and we're just going to say it to you in a very blunt way. Everything that everyone wants, they want it because they think they will feel better in having it. So once you show yourself how whole you can become by getting into the vortex, then you won't need to feel a void that isn't there anymore with a relationship. Mm-hmm. And then that's when you can attract a really good relationship. In other words, when you don't need one, that's when the best one will come. And it's so irritating. It's like people will say, well, give me the answer. And we'll say, well, you need to know the answer before we can talk about it. And they'll say, well, if I didn't need the answer, I wouldn't be asking the question. And we say, but the thing is, the vibration of the question and the vibration of the answer are two different vibrations. And you just can't get there from there. You just have to beat the drum of the question long enough that you've put lots and lots of depth and breadth to your answer. And then you've got to line up with the answer, you see. So we don't want to nitpick with you about whether that is the person or not, because that really is more irrelevant than any of you are willing to accept. What matters is how in alignment you are with your vision that you have been forming throughout the life that you've been living. And when you are really in alignment with your vision, wild horses could not keep you from making the decision about that one. You'd be dragging them off in the bushes. In other words, you would have such a feeling of knowing that nothing would keep you. You wouldn't feel no hesitation at all. So the feeling of hesitation always means you're not in alignment to what you want, which means what you want is not going to manifest, not because that's the wrong person, but because you're not in alignment with what you want. And that alignment's an inside job. It's so interesting. People are running around seeking relationships, scrutinizing the peanut gallery waiting for the right one. Is it that one? Is it that one? Is it that one? Oh, it's missing in that one. It's missing in that one. When the missing is in them. The missing is in them having tuned themselves into the momentum of the vibration of what they really want. Because when you sync up with what you've put into your vortex, the universe will bring fast to you a manifestation in the form of a person who will match what's there. And when that happens, you know it. You feel it so powerfully. You know it.
And how is it that you can go so long being consistent in your vibration and then just sort of let yourself let go of all of that?
Give us more detail.
Like, how can I make myself feel very good and happy about my life now, how it is, and keep up with that feeling?
Well, that's the question of all questions, isn't it? Abraham, how can I feel different than my life causes me to have a knee-jerk reaction to? That's the big question. How can I find the feeling of my vortex when my life doesn't yet reflect it? And we say, that's what deliberate creation is. Deliberate creation is tuning to the vibration. It's following the light. It's letting source, who knows what you want and is holding the vibration of it, call you to it. In other words, that's what faith is. It's what alignment is. It's what creation is. It's what fulfilling your reason for being is, you see. So let's restate your question in a few different ways. Abraham, how can I be optimistic when for a long time I haven't had reason to be? Now we've exaggerated that a bit, but how can I feel optimistic when I don't have reason to be? Make a reason. Make a reason. In other words, find a thought that gives you the reason to feel it. Because the reason isn't over there in the physical world. The reason is over here in your vortex. You see, this is where we started today. If we are able to convince you of the reality of this vibrational culmination of what you have created, if we can see it so vividly that we can cause you to feel the realness of it as we know it to be, so that you're willing to trust it and feel for it and tune to it, then the manifestation will come, and then you'll say, the manifestation has come, not, now I have the evidence of it. When the emotion is all the evidence you need, you're home free. If the manifestation is the evidence you need, it just keeps slowing down and wrapping around itself. Can you feel the difference? It's like saying, show me the money and then I'll believe in prosperity. And we say, you have to believe in prosperity and then the money will come. Well, it would be a lot easier to believe in prosperity if the money were already here. Yes, but you have to believe in prosperity and then the money will come. And then sometimes people say, and then when the money comes, I'll have evidence. And we say, you had the evidence when you had the trust. You had the evidence when you felt hopeful. You had the evidence when you felt excited. You had the evidence when you were looking forward to it. You have the evidence when you feel that buzz. You have the evidence when you're feeling love. You have the evidence when you feel tuned in, tapped in, turned on. So it's evidence of alignment that you are seeking. And when that evidence is enough, then everything else will follow. But if you need some other evidence, you slow it all down. And then you need patience. There are a lot of people that hold themselves on the brink of magnificent things for years because they are so reality-based. They talk about it with their friends. They go over it in detail. They consider every thought that they think. They chat it up. They blog about it. They talk about it. They email about it. They let everything that they're feeling be verbalized about it. And they just keep the vibration of resistance active enough that even though they have strong desire, they hold themselves apart from what they want. And you could stop that today with the ABC game. With the ABC game. You're good.
Yes, thank you.
It's by tuning to the vibration where everything you want and everything that you have vibrationally become is.
Thank you.